I never imagined I'd be the one to betray my husband's trust, yet here I stand, staring at the remnants of my life. The overwhelming weight of every poor choice I've made over the past 2 years, pressing down on me like a leaden shroud. Mark and I had always been a solid couple, 16 years of partnership, 2 beautiful children. But somewhere along the way, I started to drift. And at first, I didn't even notice the current pulling me away. It began with the mundane routine of daily life that started to suffocate me. The relentless school runs, the endless dinner preparations, the laundry that seemed to multiply overnight. It all felt like a prison, and I was the warden slowly losing control. I can still recall the exact moment I first felt that spark of excitement again. It was during a late-night meeting with my boss, Jake. The way he laughed at my jokes, the intensity of his gaze, it was intoxicating, a drug I didn't know I craved until that moment. As I began to spend more time with Jake, my world spun faster. I felt alive, vibrant, in a way I hadn't experienced in years. I clung to that feeling like a lifeline, desperate to escape the numbing routine of my life. But as I chased that thrill, I began to pull away from Mark, nitpicking everything he did or didn't do, comparing him to Jake as if it was a fair fight. Each jab a reminder of how far we had fallen apart. I was drowning in guilt, yet somehow I twisted my mind into believing I deserved this escape, this fleeting happiness that felt like a spark in the dark, even though it was slowly consuming me from within. Mark started to grow suspicious, and when he looked at me, I could see the hurt etched in his eyes. When he asked if I was seeing someone else, I viciously denied it, my heart racing with the fear of being exposed, each lie a heavier burden. But Mark is smart. He began piecing together fragments of my lies, recovering deleted texts that I thought I had cleverly hidden, each one a nail in the coffin of our trust. Instead of confessing, I doubled down on my deception, panic coursing through my veins as I spun more elaborate stories, each one tighter than the last, like a noose around my own neck. The tension in our home began to suffocate me. Every question Mark asked felt like an interrogation, and I played the part of the innocent wife, all the while crumbling inside. Then, that fateful day arrived, a day that felt surreal, like a nightmare I couldn't wake from. I was at the hotel, waiting for Jake, excitement bubbling inside me like a dangerous gas ready to ignite. When Mark walked in, it felt like time stood still. The look on his face was a mixture of betrayal and disbelief, and he held those divorce papers like a dagger aimed straight at my heart, poised to shatter everything I had. I was frozen, caught between the thrill of my secret life and the agony of losing my family. I frantically tried to explain, begging him for another chance. But the damage was irreparable, my words lost in the chasm of our broken trust. I watched as he turned away from me, his shoulders slumping under the weight of my betrayal, and in that moment, I felt the full force of my loneliness crashing over me, a tidal wave of regret and despair. The days that followed merged into a blur of excruciating pain. I lost my family, my home, and the respect of those closest to me. All I had left was a hollow echo of regret, reverberating in the corners of my mind. Mark moved on quickly, seeking solace in the arms of someone new, while I was left to face the consequences of my actions. I could see the confusion and hurt in my children's eyes, and it broke me further. I remember the first time my daughter asked why we weren't a family anymore. That question sliced through me like a dagger, and I felt shame and guilt wrap around my heart like a vice, squeezing the breath from my lungs. I tried to explain, fumbling through my words, but how could I possibly justify my selfishness to them? I was the one who shattered our family, and no amount of words could fix it. As I navigate this painful path of divorce, I am filled with an unrelenting regret, haunted by visions of the life I once had, the love I lost, and the laughter that now echoes only in my memories. I wish I could turn back time, make different choices, but all I can do now is work on myself, trying to rebuild the trust I shattered with my children. Each day a new battle against my own demons. Each day is a struggle, filled with moments where I catch myself wishing I could just disappear into the past, before the affair began, before everything fell apart, before I became the villain in my own story. In my quieter moments, I find myself reflecting on the life I chose. Was it worth it? Did the fleeting thrill of betrayal ever compare to the unconditional love and family I destroyed? I often wonder what Mark is doing now. Is he happy with someone else? Does he reminisce about our years together, or has he buried those memories under the weight of my betrayal? I can't shake the feeling that I'll forever be branded as the villain in my own story, a cautionary tale of what happens when desire overshadows love, leaving scars that never truly heal. I'm left with a deep-seated need for forgiveness, not just from Mark, who has every right to be furious, but from myself, the hardest person to forgive in this tangled web of pain. As I work to regain my children's trust, I pour everything I have into them, trying to show them I'm still their mom, even if I've made terrible mistakes that haunt my every waking moment. I take small steps each day, trying to be better, to be someone they can look up to despite the brokenness that surrounds us, each moment a reminder of what I've lost. In the end, I know I'll carry the scars of this betrayal for the rest of my life, a constant reminder of my choices and the price I paid for a fleeting happiness that cost me everything. Thank you for watching. For more real stories and powerful dramas, be sure to like, subscribe, and explore our I Wove You Too channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us and transforming your love life with the Make Him Worship You program, linked in the description. It's a game changer for any woman seeking the love she truly deserves.